Well, Mark, back to winning ways in the league in the most dramatic of ways. How do you reflect on the game as a whole this afternoon?
Uh, I was really pleased with, the bravery we showed on the ball. We've over a number of weeks, really, we've been playing a little bit more direct, and we've worked on that, and you know, getting around the channels and down the channels and down the sides. Uh, I didn't think I had the personnel for that today, so I changed a few things, and we did work on it on Thursday in training, but again, we had a couple who couldn't train because of niggles from the high game. We had a couple who weren't feeling very well. Just this time of year stuff when there's a lot of games and illness is at its prime. But I felt that we were good, for 95% of the game. Um, Slight moan I can have is that we didn't start bright enough at the start of the second half, but I felt we were dominant in possession. We moved it well. They've obviously got a threat with the size of of the striker, and I felt that Timmy and Joel did excellent against him. I pushed Spid a little bit further forward today to try and establish our passing rhythm, and felt he was outstanding. And it was overall, a good performance, which would have been a real disappointment if we hadn't won that game. The way we won it is obviously, a good way to win a game, horrible way to lose a game. So, the character of the team was very evident. We pushed and pushed without really creating clear cut chances. We were dominating possession, and we moved the ball well, and we were putting crosses in. They were defending well, but then that last few seconds of quality and good decisions won us a game, and it was a really good way to win a game. It was a lot of emotions came out from everybody, I think. So a really pleasing day, got 3 points.
And talk to me a little bit about the team. Obviously, you made a couple of changes from Tuesday's game against Hyde. What was your sort of approach heading into this afternoon's game? Because as we know, Alfreton are renowned in this league for being a very well compact and well organised team. What was your sort of approach heading into this game?
I, I just felt that the system that we played today would suit us better against Alfreton. Yeah, there's a slight risk with it because when you change systems, players can use it as an excuse. But we got nothing but positivity off everybody on Thursday night, and they went into the game, and the patterns we established were very good. And it's always hard to break down a team that have come for a point. I think they made it very difficult. They wanted long throws and set plays to get the goals, but we dealt with that. The changes I just felt were the right changes for this game. Um, and I felt that everybody played their part. There's one or two a little bit disappointed. I think Alex Curran was frustrated in the game that it may be, he got ignored a few times when he should have received, but his quality in the end won us the game with an unbelievable pass to Tony. So on the whole, we feel as a management team that we picked the right team. We obviously had a few out. We didn't want Jimmy was willing to play again, but didn't want to risk him. We want to give him that extra week's rest to see if we can sort out his issue, and hopefully we get the captain back for next week. But to a man today with Brad coming on and scoring the winner, he had a really positive impact this week, which is what I ask of our subs. So pleasing.
And like you say, you got that goal just before the half-hour mark with Tony Weston going around the goalkeeper, something like I keep saying we've seen him do before, and luckily this time he had his shooting boots on and slotted it into the net.
Yeah, obviously, if every striker put away every chance that they create, the numbers would be silly numbers because Tony he gets in behind, and his qualities are there to be seen. There is when we play patterns and we have the majority of the ball, there is a tendency that you forget to start running in behind and you forget to break lines. But, you know, that's a main asset of Tony. And, you know, he got to the ball first, as he's done on numerous occasions this season, took it around the keeper, and when it was rolling towards the net, I half had Ilkeston in my mind, but, you know, thankfully, Tony got the goal he deserved today because he was very good.
And someone else who I thought had a really good game, especially in that first half, Crispin McLean, obviously someone who's due to go back to Fleetwood soon, but another really good performance from him. How happy have you been since obviously he's come through the door?
Yeah, well, Crispin's age is something to obviously take into consideration. That, you know, he's just 19 now. He was 18 when he came with us, and he's been brave. He's desperate to play as often as possible, and, you know, when he comes on the pitch or he starts, he wants to get on the ball. He helps us move the ball well across and in and around the pitch. The ultimate challenge for him here has always been, can he affect it higher up the pitch? And that is something that has not given him as many minutes as he would have liked. You know, his goal and goal assists has been the only real shortfall in what he does. He gives you 100%. He works both ways. You know, his qualities on the ball are there to be seen. Really good lad. Really nice lad, humble lad who's fitted in well with the group. You know, obviously we'll be talking to Fleetwood, but if he does go back, we'll be sorry to see him go. But we'll also, you know, look forward to see what he does in the future of what he can achieve, because, you know, he is an outstanding player.
And obviously Alfreton got that goal early into the second half. I think it was about 2 minutes in. I'm sure that was a frustrating start for yourself and the rest of the management staff to the second half.
Yeah, that's something that we haven't had to mention for a while. You know, it has been a fault of Curzon over the last few seasons, is we can start a little bit slow coming out for the second half. And, you know, I mentioned it in the dressing room that tactically they might change something. They might just tweak something that might cause us a different issue. They did make one of the wide players play central and one of the central players play wide, which I think was to counter where we were trying to win the ball in the air. But that brightness that they showed I'd say for about 5 minutes, we weren't at that pace, and we got punished, which it's real disappointing, because you work so hard, you're dominating the ball, and you just have a sloppy couple of minutes to get going. But the reaction after that was very good. And, you know, as a group, it's always difficult to break somebody down, but it took us, you know, to the 95th minute to do it. But I'm really pleased we did.
And like you say, you brought Brad Holmes off the bench in the second half, who ended up being the hero. Just talk to me through that goal in the 95th minute.
Yeah, well, I criticised the subs last week, and obviously he played against Hyde. He got a goal right at the end of that game, which shows that he's got a determination and he has got a knack of being in the right place at the right time. And, you know, that's what I want of Brad. You know, we have conversations where he wants to play more minutes, and he's got to show in whatever minutes he gets all the right attributes to try and force my hand to put him in the team. And obviously his goal scoring record is good, and, you know, again, another good lad who's done really well for us this year. And hopefully as a group, you know, we're improving. We haven't reached any peaks. We still got more to come, but, you know, I'm glad we got that last minute winner, because not winning this game would have been a really disappointing afternoon.
And it's the first home win since October. I know you've spoken to me previously about wanting to try and improve the home form, and that's sort of maybe what's been kind of letting you down. How happy are you, obviously, to win a game here at home?
Yeah, it's something that's always difficult. You know, like I've said, over seasons, not just me, not just us this year, it's always been a little bit more difficult to win games here. We tend to play the top of the league sides, play really well, and just don't get that bit of luck, or we're not clinical enough. and then we have a real disappointment every now and again against a side that's lower down the league. You know, what I mentioned to the lads before the game is that every team at the bottom are fighting. You know, every team at the bottom, results have improved recently. You know, and Alfreton's last game out away from home was Scarborough, where they got a good draw. So they're a difficult side to break down. They have got some qualities, and you know, every team in this league, you know, do have a threat. And it was a tough game, and I'm really happy that certainly the 3 points at home was hopefully the start of better form at home.
And like you say, does it just kind of prove that these types of games, obviously, no matter who you play against, I think Alfreton have picked up 18 points in 19 games before today, but does it just prove that, you know, no matter who you play in this league, it's always going to be a difficult game?
Yeah, the standard of the league this year, you know, last year sort of Farsley fell away at Christmas, and everybody knew that there was at least one relegation place sorted, but nobody wants to leave this league, so everybody's fighting for, you know, every single point. And it was important that we try and solve these problems at home. We maintain our away form, and then you know, we're looking up rather than down, and that's the key to every season. You want to be looking above you. You want to be looking to the next game and thinking, right, we've won this one. Can we go and win the next one? Can we get on a run? So players, they look forward to the next game rather than start sort of doubting themselves. So very good performance today from every single player. There was nobody under par, and that's what we expect.
And finally, we're back here next Saturday in FA Trophy action against Marine. How are you feeling heading into that one?
Well, I think the lads will be more concentrated on the Christmas night out tonight, which they deserve. You know, they work incredibly hard. A lot of them, you know, with full-time jobs as well. So they do deserve these little nights out that they hopefully they go as a group and they enjoy themselves, not too much. And then we'll start preparing for the Marine game on Tuesday, so that we know that it's going to be another tough game. We know how good Marine are, and we also know the run that they've been on recently. So it's another game at home. We want to go into every game at home believing that we can beat whoever turns up. So we'll be going into that one full of confidence.